at a crossroads. Many there are unhappy with the government for plans to add an average of 15,000 to 25,000 citizens every year until 2030. But Andy Mukherjee of Breakingviews says this move is necessary. Andy, the population will become something like 6.9 million in a very small space. How can this be good?
Well, I can't think of a better way, Tara, for Singapore to deal with its demographic challenge, because the baby boomer generation in Singapore has started aging. The first cohort turned 65 last year, and over the coming years, many of the baby boomers will be retiring. And because of Singapore's low fertility rate for the last 30 years, there really is not an army of young women and men who are out there willing to take those jobs that are going to be vacated by the retiring generation.
Okay, so I get it. We have a demographic challenge, but surely Singapore will change as a result. How is it going to change?
Well, Singapore is already changing. About 40% of the Singaporean marriages that are nowadays taking place are between a Singaporean and a foreigner. So the core of Singapore in 20 years will be very different from what it is today or what it was 20 years ago. So some of this change is actually inevitable, and therefore Singaporeans and foreigners alike will have to live with it.
As a result of the challenge of Singapore trying to be a great financial center, it's always in competition with Hong Kong. Will it finally beat out Hong Kong with this new demographics?
Oh, well, there are already some areas in this overall thing of financial services where Singapore is already ahead of Hong Kong. But if you look at the larger picture, what is going to happen is that while Hong Kong has the benefit of China as its natural hinterland, Singapore doesn't really have a natural hinterland, and that's a problem for the development of a financial sector, because there is really no business out there which is coming your way naturally. You have to go out and seek business in Indonesia, in Thailand, and also in other economies at your doorstep, including India. But then the advantage Singapore has is that while Hong Kong will eventually be subsumed by China, Singapore will still remain free and independent to chart its own destiny.
Some interesting challenges ahead. Andy Mukherjee in Singapore for Breakingviews. Thanks very much.